All right, here we go. Hello, everybody. I hope you're having a great day so far. I just want to come on and say hello and see how you are on this middle of the week on Wednesday. We're in the middle of June. So, just talking about summer expectations, summer goals, feeling your best, what that looks like for you. What's the best movement, exercise, nutrition, plan for weight loss? What is going to best support you, and opportunities if you are interested in more support for yourself. As always, if you are able to join me live, say hello. I will keep an eye out on the comments box. I love to engage with you. If you have questions, I am available to you for the next, I'm going to try to keep this shorter, 10 to 15 minutes. And as always, this group is here to be a positive, realistic, supportive atmosphere. So if there's anything I can do to answer questions, it's just a great opportunity. If there's things that you feel really good about or things that you're struggling with in nutrition and your health and wellness, it's just a safe place to be able to share those things together. So a lot of what I'm hearing is feeling the pressure of summer, wearing less clothes, feeling like you want to change your body. And with that comes a sense of urgency. Let me know if this is something that you have been feeling, an urgency with summer and feeling like you're behind or you have a lot of work to do, you have a long way to go, and just kind of feeling overwhelmed with where to start. If this is you, there's so many things that we can do. And yes, is there an ideal way to go about this as a whole? Is there an ideal approach? Absolutely. The most important thing is that you are meeting yourself where you are at currently, today, in this season of your life. What your nutrition, your activity, your schedule, circumstances, how many people you're cooking for may look different than what it did last year, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, decades ago. And that's okay. As humans, we're meant to evolve and grow and go through seasons and experiences and have schedule changes. And that's a part of life, right? So it's okay if your nutrition looks different or if your activity looks different right now. The first thing I have my clients do, new clients that are joining me first with long-term coaching together, is identifying a baseline where they are at now with nutrition, with activity, with sleep, hydration, mood, energy, capacity, what they're juggling. Like all of these things matter in what is going to be most realistic for you. So first, we need a baseline. Where are you at? In terms of exercise, for example, if you're putting pressure on yourself that in order for you to lose weight, you need to be working out formally, sweating 5 days a week for 1 hour, and your nutrition needs to look like XYZ picture in your head, but you feel so overwhelmed of how to even make that happen, you're just thinking of the what, then you're going to feel frustrated very quickly and not do anything and just not do any other activity because you have that perfectionist mentality of it has to either look perfectly this way. And if it doesn't, I'm doing nothing. I'm doing nothing really to support myself or to show up for myself. So an example of how this could look is if you're saying, okay, right now I'm inconsistently doing a formal based exercise, strength training, HIIT workout, whatever that is, once or twice a week. And my steps are maybe 3,000 a day average. What my suggestion for you might be saying something like, okay, so what time of day are you able to work out? What makes the most sense for you in your schedule? How do you feel at that point of your day? Is there a better part of your day that you would feel like you could fit this in? What about your weekends? How can we use your mornings better? How are you managing your time? What other support system do you have that you can call upon to be able to fit this time in for yourself as a form of respect so you can show up for these other aspects of your life better. So maybe that looks like, scheduling this in 2 days consistently because you're doing 1 or 2 inconsistently. So let's start there. And let's say maybe we increase steps to 4,000 a day average if you're getting 3,000 a day. So that would be maybe adding in an intentional half mile to a mile walk, parking farther away, making sure that you're taking the stairs if you have the opportunity, walking around at your child's sports games, getting like those little moments of your day and utilizing them to get a little extra movement. And starting there with how you feel from making those small changes, because the best results you are going to get is what you are able to do consistently. So if you're able to get in 2 formal workouts that feel really great and increase your steps by 1,000 average over the week, and you actually are able to do this and you feel good about it, that is going to increase your confidence of, I can do this, I am doing it. And it's also going to build momentum to give you that positive reinforcement of, okay, this feels really good. I'm able to keep this consistent. I'm doing this for myself. It builds all those positive thoughts in your head, which is so important in how you show up, because that is the biggest barrier with being consistent and showing up for yourself, is what is going through your head. It's so easy to be like, I'm too tired. I don't have time. This is more important. Like whatever those like excuses or chit chat in your head. But if you're saying, wow, this feels so good. I respect myself. I'm going to make this a priority. I'm getting stronger. I feel like I can pick up my kid from the ground. I can play with them. I'm being more active in these areas. These are the things that matter, your quality of life. So if you can start making small, consistent changes, the little moments of your day are really what are going to make meaningful long-term change. And it's almost anticlimactic. And I say this to my clients because we'll be working together for 6 months, a year, and they're exactly where they envision themselves being when we started together a year ago, we'll say. And they're just doing it. And it's just what they do. And it's not even like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm here, because it's been such a gradual shift that it's felt not effortless, but it's felt manageable and realistic, and they're able to do it. And when something comes up or schedule changes, it's not lost. We're just getting back to it. So because it's been a dimmer of change, slow, gradual, versus a light switch of like on off, they've been able to continue building upon different habits, and they've really gotten, to where they want to be, and they're continuing to want to do more things, because as humans, once we get there, we're like, okay, what's next? So we never arrive, as it's always a continuous journey, and we're looking at these different areas that we're succeeding with as milestones, not really a final destination, because we never arrive. It's always like, this is where I wanted to be. This feels great. I'm so proud of myself. What's next? Right? Because there's always that desire for more, like genuinely speaking, right? You get there and any aspect of your life, and then you're like, okay, what do I do now? What's next? So it's so important that you're meeting yourself where you're at, making small changes. Another example with nutrition, I have my clients in the beginning do a full nutrition and lifestyle assessment. So I'm just getting more information about their life as a whole, not just nutrition. So sleep patterns, hydration, activity level, if they know what their steps are per day, medication, supplements, relationship with food, stress levels, how they manage stress, what kind of support and accountability they are attracted to or do they resonate with. All of these things matter in having a plan that works for you. And this is the biggest difference between a one size all diet program that's just going to give you the rules, the good, the bad foods, a meal plan, do this, don't do that. But it's not meeting you where you're at. It's just assuming things. It's assuming you're just going to change your life. I just had a client say she went to a doctor about, struggling with weight, and they were like, oh, just stop eating after 6 o'clock, or, decrease carbs to this. And it's like, this particular client does better having dinner at 7:30 because of her schedule. So it just didn't even make sense for her lifestyle, which is so frustrating that these just rules and like, do this rule, this food, it may not work for you. And then you put pressure on yourself and feel bad that you're not doing it, which isn't helpful. So once we have this whole nutrition assessment, they're doing a few days of, I call it lifestyle journaling. So they're documenting what their nutrition is looking like for the day, as well as how much water they're currently drinking, what their movement is looking like right now, what times meals are, mood, energy, hunger levels, sleep patterns, what time they're going to bed, what time they're waking up. Like, all of these things matter. It's an ecosystem. It all coexists in your wellness, in your body, and how it functions, how it feels, and how you respond to other aspects of your life in your day. So after I have this baseline of where they're at currently with nutrition and rhythms and routines, and then also their nutrition assessment, they do a little writing exercise. So they're creating a vision for what success looks like for them, in the next 6 months, which may change, through the process together, and that's okay. But from there, we can really identify 2 to 3 starting points for us together based on where they're at. And I want them to feel like an 8 out of 10 in confidence that they can start doing these things immediately, in the sense that they may have to be more mindful or intentional or plan a little better, but it's something they feel like they can do. It's realistic. It's something they can do now based on all the other things that they're managing. And I asked them that, how do you feel about this? How do you feel on a scale of 0 to 10 in confidence to be able to do this? Because it's so important that if you feel like our goals together from our first session are a 4, then to me, we need to adjust things. We need to say, okay, we need to start smaller. We need to make a smaller change. So it's something you feel like you can do and be consistent with. Because like we talked about in the beginning, that builds momentum, and that makes you feel like, okay, I'm doing this. And then you keep doing it. And that is the most important thing, meeting yourself where you're at. So if you are being bombarded, which I'm also, all these diet things that are out there, do this program, it really breaks my heart when I'm talking to new potential clients and they've tried all the things, they've tried these different programs, but they're all these, even working with some of these programs that do have dietitians, the level of personalized support you're getting is not very much. And this is what I'm hearing from people, right? It's a dietitian, so XYZ, my problems are solved. Not necessarily. It's still a company, a big company that's, you're paying for their time and they're giving you rules, and they're not really hearing a lot of your personal journey experience, what you value in terms of food, what's important to you, what makes sense for you. Again, it's just like, oh, cut this out, or do intermittent fasting, or stop eating at this time, but again, it's not hearing you as a human and making sure that you can make these changes. So just to share with you offerings that I have available in my space, in my world right now, I have a couple spots for one-on-one coaching. I have a couple clients transitioning from our one-on-one sessions together to more of a messaging communication that we have. So I have some phases as people transition, which is great. So it's not just like, okay, we're done. There's this gradual transition away from our process together. So I have a couple spots open for one-on-one coaching. If you're interested in just having a genuine conversation about what that looks like for you, what that means, I'll link my coaching application. So I just asked you fill that out so I can learn more about you, what your goals are, and we'll set up a call together to talk more about that. I'll share what that process looks like together, what the investment options are, That's a minimum of a 6-month commitment. And then after that point, there's ways of, transitioning together and reevaluating what that looks like. And then a lower investment option from that is my 8-week program. And this is really great for someone who is not really ready to commit to the full one-on-one coaching sessions, having that level of support yet. Maybe you have a pretty good foundation, you just need some more direction. So I have the Essence of Nutrition and Wellness, which is an 8-week program. It's all self-guided modules. Each week is broken down, video, audio, written content with integration work. So you're really applying the tools and strategies that you're learning throughout the material. And then you also have full access to the client portal that I use with my personal clients. You'll have access to that. I love the journaling platform that we use in there. I've found nothing like it that compares. It's so user-friendly. You can add photos of meals, you can do free-form entries, you can, there's so much more data that we can collect outside of just calories, just nutrients. Those things are important to understand how to make work for your lifestyle and your activity level. But there's so much other data that we can account for as a whole, like I was explaining. And then you'll have access to all my programs and resources. I have different meal collections, a spring, fall, and meal guide. So that is a great opportunity to have support. You can message with me through there as well as an option. So those are my main offerings right now, the one-on-one coaching and the 8-week Essence of Nutrition and Wellness program. The third option is if you have been a client with me before and we worked together for at least 6 months or more, and you have a great foundation, you know what works for you, but you're just looking to kind of revamp, refocus, continue the momentum that you've created together. And you can rejoin the client portal that we have and have access to get back to just kind of checking in with where you're at with nutrition, activity, sleep, hydration, messaging support with me. So it's just a great way to kind of come back to the basics and the fundamentals that you have worked so well for you. You have support with me there as well. We just don't have formal sessions together. Excuse me, there is an option to add sessions together if you're looking for more of even just like a 1-session refresh. So if you're someone that's worked with me before and you want different levels of support going into this season of the year, there is definitely opportunities that we can talk through together, and just send me a message. I'm here for you. I really try to meet people where they're at in their journey. Everybody comes to me from a very different basis, experience, knowledge level. Some people have a better understanding of nutrition. Some people really are pretty clueless, and it's not bad or good or judgmental. It's just, you've probably never been taught, really about nutrition, and maybe what you have been taught is very skewed. And so a lot of times we're relearning about what it means to build a balanced meal and what this looks like for you and how this looks with your preferences and schedule in your current season of life. So very important that you're taking all of these considerations into your process and plan moving forward. So if there's anything I can do for you, I'm available if you have questions. And I would love to know if there's certain things that would be helpful for me to do some more support and training on during the summer. If there's a topic you're interested in, there is a full guide section in this Facebook group. I've had this group for several years, so I've done tons of trainings in here already. So if you go to the guide section, there's 4 different categories, I believe, on different topics that I've done videos on before. So there may be a topic in there already that I've done probably on a question or information you've had completely free. So also utilize this platform in that sense. And then if there's any other support or ideas, please share them. I'd love to support you with that. All right. So that went a little longer than I thought, but I just wanted to say hi and see how you were doing. Reach out if I can do anything for you, and I will link those opportunities as well. Talk to you soon.